¿Qué es la que hay? Welcome back to Tony West DIY. My name is West, and on today's episode, there's no need for a long ass introduction. Basically, we already painted the spoiler, and we're gonna make the holes for the spoiler and fix a third hole that I never fixed the way it was supposed to. I think I have to do a third one here, but this one was sealed perfectly. You can see I found some templates online. I already measured them, but they are a little bit off. I'm assuming it's because I didn't put the correct settings when I printed, so it's not the actual size. I'm still gonna do my own templates, and I'm just gonna use those papers to create my template. Guys, like always, if you want to support the channel and you think that I help you on my videos, leave me a like, comment, share the video, or even better, subscribe to the channel. Let's get to it. Alright, so I just been sanding down with 180, and I just wanted to show you when I was going to cover the hole, what I did, I utilized a socket extension and then hit it a little bit until create a hole to be able to add material to cover the hole, but then at the same time be flush. The correct way is to weld this, but again, I don't have a weld machine and the channel is called DIY, so if you see all my videos, it's just things that I can accomplish in my garage with limited tools. So, by the way, make sure you wear a mask. You don't have to breathe in all that crap. So anyway, like I mentioned in the last video, in order to get rid of the crack, I had to remove the whole material and then start from scratch. I haven't figured out yet, but in order to prevent future cracks, I'm assuming it's because of the vibration. I might JB weld this a little bit and then add a layer of Bondo to get rid of any imperfection from the JB weld. So let's keep going. Alright, so I want to show you guys how it looks. Basically, I put a tape underneath to create a base or support for the JB weld, and then start covering from the top. And then when it started getting harder, then I removed the tape and then I added more material from the bottom to just create like a firm base for the material on top. So I'm just gonna leave that cure until tomorrow. It's around 8 p.m. today, and then I'll keep shooting tomorrow. All right, guys, it's the next day, and let me show you how the epoxy is looking. It's pretty solid. So my goal now is to sand this down, try to make it flush. It's not removing a lot of material. I don't want to make it too thin. Again, it's the first time that I use JB weld, and I'm gonna put Bondo over it, but I don't think it's gonna be an issue. Let me start getting ready, sand this down, and then start working with Bondo. All right, guys, so another update. I already sand down what I wanted with 100 grit. I would have used, to be honest, 80 grit, but I ran out. But I just trying to make it flush as possible without removing a lot of material. But I still have like a hole here, and that's the purpose. I'm gonna fill this up with Bondo. Something I wanna talk about that I didn't mention in the spoiler because it wasn't relevant, just because the place where I was working fixing the spoiler, nobody's gonna see that. In this case, this area is kind of almost flat, so it's easy to see if there's a wavy area or messed up area. So I need to fix this the best possible. Even though the spoiler is gonna be here, but this area will still be visible. And I wanted to show you the layers, how you identify, you know, the high and lows. And in this case, this layer of primer, this was the bundle that I work with, and then the metal. And I want you to imagine, I don't know if you guys have seen in the maps, the contour lines, it tells you the elevation in the mountains. This is kind of basically the same. You want to create layers thicker in areas where it's flat, because you want to cover this with bundle and then primer. Whenever you sand it down, it will be a lot easier to make a flush. What I'm trying to say, if I leave this layer thinner, it will create like a deep hole, versus if I smooth it out, it won't create like that hill will create, you know, like a small elevation. Again, whenever I edit it, I will try to put pictures so you guys can understand me better and you guys can understand the words that come out of my mouth.
Don't nobody understand the words that are coming out of your mouth, man.
Anyway, so the reason of why I have tape here, I don't want to sand this down. And then from here, I'm gonna probably go 600 and then I'm gonna go 1000. For the clear, that's what I'm gonna use, only 1000. What I'm gonna do here is throw black paint, try to cover the area where I work and when I put primer, and then try to blend it toward this side and toward that side, because I'm not planning to add more black paint on this. Since I'm not blending, the paint is gonna be different, and it's not gonna be different because it's for a spray can. Every single paint will be different. If you create it by in ounces and start mixing and whatever, you can get really close, but if there's two different pieces, you still have to blend because it's not gonna be perfect. In my case, I have a big ass spoiler that it probably won't even matter. And since it goes this way, I'm gonna try to sand this down, blend the paint on this area here so it can blend a little bit, and it won't be that obvious that I paint the trunk. Update, this is how it looked today. I'm gonna show you what I use to make sure that when I'm sanding down, I'm doing parallel and I'm not removing material from one spot, or how I can notice if the job is not really flush when I sand down. So I utilize black paint, spray can. I just put a little bit over the primer. I'll show you. It doesn't have to be that much. Like that should be fine. And I'm gonna do the same here. What that does is, let's say that I pass the sand, right? And then I lift the pad up and I still see black paint in some places. That means that that area is lower than the others. I need to keep sanding down to make a flush. Again, if you're working in an area that is not that visible, probably you don't even have to do that. But if it's like a trunk, a hood, or something that is flat that a lot of people are gonna see it, if you don't do this right, whenever you throw clear, you'll see it wavy. So I'm just gonna do that. I'm just gonna wet sand this. I'm gonna remove the plastic. I'm gonna wash the car to make sure that there's no dust, because the bundle and everything that I did, it created a lot of dust in the area. I'm gonna put a little bit of water in the ground, put the plastic back, and then start painting. Let's keep going. So the GoPro died on me, but basically you can see where the mark is. I just put a bolt and then I press down to mark the hole right there. All right guys, the car is wrapped. I sand a little bit this area because when I was messing with the spoiler, I create some scratches there. So yeah, everything is clean and let's just do it. Alright guys, and the 99 spec spoiler is in. I created a gasket with a Neoprene. It's basically a rubber sheet. I ordered on Home Depot. It was the cheapest price that I found. It was 24 by 12 and it was 1/8 of thickness. I don't know how I feel, to be honest. I think 1/8 is too much, and I think you can get away with putting a little bit of silicone around the bolts. That being said, the rubber gasket will minimize the vibration. We'll see how it goes. Two things that I want to tell you is the third bolt, I definitely recommend you to use studs, especially if you are installing the spoiler on your own, and I will show you why. Hold on. All right, so the third bolt is around this area here, and unless you cut all this, to have access is a pain in the ass. I cut the crap out of my hand. And yeah, it's a lot easier if you go and buy stud with 10mm nuts. Also the clear, I would recommend you to remove the whole gate, put it hanging so you don't have to tilt the spray can, because I only bought 2 cans, so I really needed every single ounce out of that can. And when it's running low on clear, it will start speeding. So I did have to wet sand and then polish. Other than that, everything else went amazing. Like always, if you like the video, give me a like, comment, share, or better, if you subscribe and press the bell button so you won't miss any of my videos. I'm gonna work on the car now to install the data login. That's gonna be my next video. Especially, I want to fix the tune because this weekend we're gonna meet a bunch of RX-7s and the 7 days coming up. So I need to adjust that tune. Guys, stay safe. Have a good weekend. God bless. Until the next one.